אלוהי, כל אחד ילך, כי גדול אלוהי. שם מעל כל שם, אותך ראוי להלל. ליבי ישיר כי גדול אלוהי. שם מעל כל שם, אותך ראוי להלל. ליבי ישיר כי גדול אלוהי. How great is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God. And all will see how great is our God. שירו כי גדול אלוהי, כל אחד יראה כי גדול גדול אלוהי. גדול אלוהי, שירו כי גדול אלוהי, כל אחד יראה כי גדול אלוהי. גדול אלוהי,
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. That song in any language, you know what it means. The song is How Great Is Our God. Paula, tell me if I'm wrong. I think it's Gadalo Elohi by Joshua Aaron in Jerusalem, Israel. That's the Masonic worship group. So that song, oh, special. Love it, love it, love it. I would like to do a special announcement tonight before I bring my guest on, Miss Paula Weiss. There's a special election. I want everybody to know that doesn't know that there's a special election in August. It's on the 23rd. It's the 23rd of August. Early voting starts on the 13th through the 21st. I put it on my page so those of you can see, you'll know the times or whatever in the government building. There are three races. One is for everyone, meaning Democratic, Republican Party, and non-party. It's for Pat Ryan versus Mark Malaro to finish Antonio Delgado's term in Congress. And then there's the primaries. No, the primaries is for everybody. You have the Democrats, Josh Riley versus Jamie Chaney for the new CD19 district. GOP, Peter Checker versus Terry Bernardo for the New York State Senate, SD 52 district. And also during the Pride Parade thing this Saturday in Hurleyville from 2 p.m. to 7, there'll be voter registration for any and everybody. Just look for Barbara Smith. She'll be out there. So you guys who are not registered can register. So without further ado, we have Miss Paula Pearly Weiss. Hi.
Hi.
How are
Hi,
you? How are you?
Great, great. Good evening
Look,
to you and everybody.
wait. Barak Shaham. Barak Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
Barak Hashem. I've been practicing that for months.
It means a blessing from God.
Yes, you probably thought I forgot. That, do you remember that conversation when I asked you?
I remember.
Okay, see, but you probably...
How about Kanai Nahora?
I didn't even try to pronounce it. I have it, but I didn't try to pronounce it because I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna be so difficult.
It's a hold back the bad eye.
And yes. And I have that. I have it, but I just didn't want to. I didn't want to do it. So thank you, Miss Bungalow Princess of Sullivan County. Yes. Well, one that I know. How are you? Right. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm really hot. I'm in Florida and it's like super hot.
Go ahead, fan lady. Go ahead.
I know.
You know, I want to thank you for agreeing to come on because, like we had talked about, I wanted to have this conversation, but I didn't know who to have this conversation with. And then, boom, there you go. Because growing up, we all grew up together here in Sullivan County. And I remember, sometimes I would be on the bus. Oh, Roosevelt. Oh, snap. Hey, Roosevelt.
Hi, Roosevelt.
I remember the bus dropping you off at the Bungalow colony. And I used to be like, I wonder what that's like. But being a kid, I was scared to ask. I didn't know if there was any difference. But, you know, you don't want to be disrespectful back then, you know.
Right.
Back then, we weren't as, I don't know what to call people today. But you are the daughter of Fred and Jean Weiss. Your family owned the Bungalow colony on the road by the Raleigh.
It's Thompsonville Road, Route 42.
Road.
Exit 107 it was. Mm-hmm.
Well, tell everybody about Paula. Tell everybody about you. Then we'll get into it. A little bit.
Okay. So I'm from South Fallsburg, and I'm kind of a snowbird. I always came to Florida, South Florida, for a few months in the winter, like the other snowbirds. And we came back for the summers to run the Bungalow colony. And I decided that I wanted to be a cosmetologist, a hairdresser. So I always have nice hair and make everybody else look beautiful, you know. And I come from a long line of musicians. My father was an opera singer in Vienna.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and my aunt, my mother's sister, was a singer and a dancer, and musicians was in the family. We had our own cabaret in Würzburg, Germany. And
let's talk about you. We're going to get to the family.
It's just like the family is history, the bloodline. I got it all.
You are, because you became what?
I became a dancer and a singer and a designer, actually, for clothes. And
that blew my mind when I started seeing you again and seeing your pictures. I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, Is she like a belly dancer? Like what?
Yes.
Now, but
Um,
okay, so explain, because your, your, we're going to get into this. Your father is a Holocaust survivor.
yes.
May he rest in peace.
Amen.
Um, so how did you become a belly dancer? Like that's what I was trying. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't understand. Please help me
Well,
understand.
my mother's sister was a belly dancer and a singer and an actress and a designer. I used to
Okay,
hang
so
out
the
with her.
aunt you were talking about was your mom's sister.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
just need to differentiate. Okay.
And I used to entertain on the Bungalow colony. We used to have this thing called the casino. And Wednesday nights we would have movies. Tuesdays, whatever, Mondays and Thursdays bingo. And I would introduce the movie, and I would make a little joke. I would sing. I would dance. I would put my tape recorder on, and like that. So I got it in my blood like that. And I did that on Miami Beach on 10th and Ocean Drive also. I used to get up, there was a little stand. I used to get up and sing and dance over there. So it came natural to be professional. And I've done it all over the world.
Okay. All right. Well, let me ask you, bringing it back to Little Sullivan County, what was it like growing up here
It
in
was
your
beautiful.
eyes? Okay.
It was beautiful. We had a bunch of hotels. We had a bunch of bars, had a lot of restaurants. It was very diverse, Jewish, Black, Spanish, some Orthodox, and it was fun. It was beautiful. I had the best times in the summer. My bungalow colony specifically was for Holocaust survivors, such as my father. So I learned a lot of the stories that were going on from the Holocaust. And, you know, we used to go blueberry picking and apple picking and make pies. It was a really fun time. I learned how to knit and crochet and needlepoint from all the old ladies that were my best friends. And I remember in school, people used to say, "Oh, you're an old lady, you knit and you sew." But I became a designer from that, and people
Mhm.
hire me to make them sweaters or blankets or a costume or a kind of dress or whatever they
Now
have
you
to do.
said people used to call you an old lady. So was that when you were at school, right?
Yes, yes,
Because we know kids can be horrible. Kids,
right.
kids can be horrible.
And they
Um,
were.
yeah, they're not all cute and fuzzy. Some of them are little monsters. We just call it what it is. So but for the most part, like how was your experience? Because we both went to Fallsburg Central,
Right.
and I honestly, I honestly, I don't know if I had blinders on. Like everybody I talked to that grew up in that era in Fallsburg, um, they we all kind of have the same story. Like maybe we didn't see. I didn't. I mean, I saw it, but I really didn't see it. Like division, kind of like for the most part, because there was some monsters there. But for the most part, like how were you treated?
Well, I was treated
Just
well by
regular Paula. I mean, like
the what?
I said just as Paula, right? I mean, you're gonna have friends, you're gonna have people that like you, you're gonna have people who don't. I mean, come on, I was bullied in school. People don't know that I was bullied by this girl. She like tormented me because I was little. She hated me because I was skinny. How dumb is that? Because kids can be monsters. So,
And
like I'm saying, so
they
people didn't
hated me because I was tall and I was quiet and I had
you
long
were
hair
tall.
and I had long nails and
Mhm.
everything. I don't know,
I don't know about your nails, but I know you had long hair and you were tall.
And I still am. But
Okay. Well, I'm short. So Steffi. Steph is on. We'll talk about that later.
good things come in small packages,
Yes, they do, girl.
you know.
All right, so listen, your in the background is a picture of you and your parents when you were little. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about, like, I didn't know until we started talking that the colony was basically for Holocaust survivors. Your father owned other property in Fallsburg.
Yeah, we had a butcher store on Main Street that had a fire in 1980. And
A picture store?
I know a butcher store. My
Oh, a
father was a
butcher
black kosher butcher.
on
Yeah.
Broadway, Monticello. I mean
No,
Fallsburg.
Broadway, South Fallsburg. Yeah.
Broadway, South Fallsburg. I'm trying to think.
It
I
was
was
in between Mailman's and Lazar's, or Hadassah used to be there, like a Jewish organization. It was right in the middle. And now it's an open parking lot with a big warehouse in the back they built.
okay. Now I know exactly where you're talking about. Now I know exactly. I mean, I I was 10. I wasn't in Fallsburg. I wasn't allowed. Um, all right. Now, were you involved in sports of any sort?
No, I was always a dancer and
Did
swimmer.
Fallsburg have that? In school. So were you on any?
No,
Were you in?
not in school. No, I played volleyball, whatever the school gym made me do, I did, and then I, you know, went on my business.
You were never like drawn to. Were you ever drawn to that, or was it just a separation? Like what? Or it just wasn't your thing?
I like dance. I like cheerleading. You was a cheerleader. I like that. Yeah,
Yes, I was.
raise
How
the
come you?
roof. You were good.
How
You were
come you
good.
never? How come you never went out for it?
I don't know. I just didn't. But I used to see them flip you up and toss
That's
you
because I
around.
was little. But you know what people may not know is I had an inside. People may not have known this. Now,
Mhm.
I don't know if you remember the coach, Miss Sandy Nevins. May she rest in peace. Loved
Yeah,
Miss Nevins so much. Right. Well, she was the cheerleading coach when my uncles played in the
oh,
70s.
oh,
So
wow.
they used to pull me on the floor when I was 4 and 5. So like
Oh,
I've always been a cheerleader. So I had that in when Miss Nevins was there when I got in school. So
oh.
plus I was the smallest thing there. So that could have been it too. I was light. I don't know. But anyway, it's not about me. Okay, now
L'chaim,
you
l'chaim, Bunky, l'chaim. L'chaim is to life. L'chaim is life.
to life.
Cheers.
Cheers. Got my iced tea. Um,
I got my iced tea too.
thank you, thank you. Okay, now there was so much. Let's okay. So you was in Fallsburg until you graduated. When did you leave Fallsburg and start moving around the world? Like when?
Oh, I left in my junior year to come finish school in Miami Beach. And then
Okay.
after that, I just traveled. I was traveling, I started going to the Bahamas and the islands. And then I ended up going to Canada
Hmm.
and Europe. I lived for a while in France and Vienna, where my father's from,
Hmm.
and Italy and Germany. And I traveled around.
Wow.
I've been to Greece. I stayed for a while. I lived in Israel. I went to school in Israel for a while.
Hmm.
And
What did you study? What did you study in Israel when you went there?
Jewish Jewish history
Okay.
and just Jewish religion.
Which I'm sure was a lot more accurate than you got here.
Oh yeah, I went to school in Jerusalem, in Jerusalem. It was beautiful. I love Israel. It's so like spiritual, and the
Mhm.
fruit is so big. Every 7 years, it's called Shemitah, and they're not allowed to pick the land or like bury like things. Like you're not to disturb the land, and not the Jews not to pick it. So we give it over to like non-Jews, and they pick it and take the profit. It's something that it's the law over there. But the the vegetables or the fruit that grow is like
Mhm.
huge. Like an orange will look like a grapefruit, and a grapefruit could look like a mango or some huge fruits. Amazing.
Wow. Wow.
I love it. My father was in the Haganah. He was the one who started to build Israel. It was called Haganah, the UNRWA, and they put
What does that
people.
mean? What does that mean?
The Haganah. It's in Hebrew. I'm not sure. It's like the first army to build Israel from Palestine.
And your
And
father was a part of this?
yes, my father was part of the underground in Europe, and they caught him, the Nazis. And then my grandparents didn't want to leave. They were interested in staying. They thought it will pass. They said it will pass Eva, which means it will pass over, but it
Right, like
didn't.
Passover.
Yeah, and it didn't. And then my father ended up working for the underground to stay close to the family. One day he comes back and he sees that they're all gone. And he's undergoing like a tunnel or something. And he ended up getting caught, and they ripped his gold thick necklace off with a Jewish star his mother gave him. And they
Mhm.
broke his nose and his jaw and his ribs. And they put him in Buchenwald and Bergen-Belsen, some other camps, a work camp in Italy. And then after all that, they had displaced people in England because the English in America broke the German down, I guess, maybe Russia too. And what happened was that they took all the people to England if they wanted to come to get out because they were displaced. They don't know, they don't have no family, they don't have nothing.
Right.
So my father was a diesel engineer from the University of Vienna. That's what he liked. He liked to drive motorcycles and trucks. He had a Puch, which is like a Harley now with a
Yeah, I was gonna
sidecar.
say, what is that? Right.
Yeah, he drove his mother around in the sidecar on the motorcycle, you know. And so he ended up, they needed him in the English army as a diesel engineer. So he went to England and he stayed there about 5 years. And then they had a program also for displaced people who want to
Mhm.
go to Palestine to build Israel. So my
Mhm.
father was a diesel engineer, so he was able to go there and work in Israel. He stayed in Haifa and Carmel, and
Mhm.
there he was, working for the army over there. And
Now, you said he came home. He came home and his family was gone. So the the army took his parents.
the Nazis took
The
him.
Nazi took his parents. But apparently from your story, they were reunited. Or no, or he used to ride them around in a motorcycle, his mom before.
That was way before in the 1930s, yeah, the 30s, early 40s. That's when my grandparents got caught, and I guess he got caught. He didn't want to leave because he wanted to stay close, so he
Right.
started working underground to carry children on his back and hide them and people who are elderly and stuff.
Mhm.
He was very strong and amazing. He was like a country boy slash city, like
But
me.
thank God he had a yeah with you. But no, really, thank God he had a skill that was able to get him out.
That saved him. That
Yeah.
exactly saved him. Because being a butcher and a shochet, which is a meat slaughterer, a shochet is a meat slaughterer, that would not have helped him out.
No, no, no. Now
And
that's
it helped him.
cool.
He
That's
used to buy cars. He used to buy cars for $500 or like top maybe 1,000 or 1,500. One time he was like, "Wow, I have to buy such an expensive car," because he would fix it and it would last forever. My father must have had about 75 cars on that property over there.
well, it was big. I mean, I don't
It was
now
over like
we're
100, yeah, 126 acres or something with a lake and a brook
the
and two
Fallsburg.
pools.
The
Yeah,
Falls now, okay. Now where did he meet did he meet your mom before coming here? Like I'm sure you heard the stories of when your parents met. Did he meet her and then move her here? Because I also want to know after that, what got them here from all.
okay, so what happened was my parents both were married before, which we're not going to get into because that's another segment. But
Oh God.
yeah, my parents were married both before and they had children from both marriages. And my mother was from New York,
Oh,
and
that that just okay. You have a sister. You have a sister?
yeah, I have a few sisters.
Okay, I only
Yeah,
asked that because it was brought up in a comment on one, and I'm like, I didn't know Paula had a sister. I'm gonna ask
yeah,
her. Okay, so
because I
that's
was the youngest from a bunch of kids, and
mhm.
you know, I was planned, and I don't know, it
Well,
just was
even if
like,
you weren't, so what?
Well, I
right?
was playing. It was funny because my mother wanted to get pregnant, so she asked the religious women on the place, like, what's the best way to do it on the month and this and that, you know. So that's what happened. She exactly like happened like that, you
Okay,
know.
all right. Okay, all right.
Get it
So,
hot, get it
uh,
hot.
uh, so what made them want to come to Fallsburg? Is it because, like, at that time, though, Sullivan County was booming. It was
Right.
booming.
So what happened? My father worked. Okay, so my father had an uncle who was my grandmother, his mother's brother, and they came here because his mother-in-law, her name was Thakla, and his name was Henry Mai, and they came here to his mother-in-law. They had a place here, and when the war started, they decided they're going to come here and stay here in Queens. So my
Okay.
father, after the all the things he wanted to come to America, his uncle sponsored him. He came to
Okay.
Queens and he liked the country. So he would work in the Bronx in a meat department there. And he went upstate. He got a job in the Neverly Hotel. And the
Okay.
homo
Which was located in Ellenville at the time.
uh-huh.
That never
And he
in a
worked,
homo act. Yeah.
yeah, and he worked at each place. He was a head butcher,
Mm-hmm.
and he worked each place for 7 years each. You know, so he worked like 14 years as a head butcher up there
Mm-hmm.
in the winters. But in the summer, he would run the bungalow colony. And then in the 70s, my father bought a butcher store in Fallsburg. So he would run his own butcher store during the summer and then go
Okay.
back to the bungalow colony and do his own thing. Because he did everything. He did plumbing, contracting, building, electric, floors, everything. And then he would get somebody to help, like from the agency, you know, to schlep
Mm-hmm.
something or to do painting, minor things, you know.
Okay. Oh wow. So okay, so he owned a bungalow colony. Y'all own 100+ acres. Who owns that now?
Well,
Because
somebody
I know it. I know that air because we're past it. And for a long time, you would see little remnants of the bungalow. I'd be like, Paula used to live there. Way before we cook back up. I'm like, oh, Paula. Every time I would pass by it, I would think of you, you
there's a
know.
swing set still there that I used to ride on.
Really?
Yeah, when you're going towards the Raleigh on the right hand side, you see it. They never took it down.
Okay. All right.
I'm interested in that in doing a project up there one day soon for women. My mother passed away from breast cancer, and so did her sister, my aunt. And I like to do some kind of program there for women recovering from that kind of illness, of that disease.
I
And
had a
also,
show about that.
mm,
I had a breast cancer survivor show last year.
you see, I would like to do that, and I like to focus with Orthodox Jewish women.
Hmm.
And I like to do like also a program for women, for Jewish women that went away from being anything Jewish and maybe like not believing in God or getting on drugs or, doing all the wrong things that you're not supposed to be doing and trying to get yourself back together. I like to do some kind of camping, like group kind of program up there. But it's
But
my
let me
hometown.
ask,
I really love it.
right? I mean, yes, it's something about your roots that's no matter how bad, it's going to bring you
You always
back.
go back. My
You always
father
go back.
always went back. He went
Yeah,
back to Vienna all the time. It was his
it's
home.
crazy. Yeah, it's your home. Um, Now let me ask you because this was a question that was thrown at me when not about this show, not about like years ago when I used to say that I wanted to start a program almost exactly like you're saying for young African American women, young girls, teen moms, that um thought that because they had kids their lives was over, they had to depend on so and so, it's like things like that, but let them know, okay, look, you can do this, you don't need all that, you don't, you can do it, focus, basically, be a support. But people kind of they didn't shun it, but they were like, well, why are you only focusing on them? No, even though I can relate because I am black, I am a woman, I was a teen mom, I get it. But they tried to make it like, why would you only focus on one particular group and not open it up? Made me think. I'm like, okay, all right. But still, my primary focus was that. But when I looked at the demographic of Fallsburg, look at the population of, where we are, it's not like it used to be. It's not as diverse as it used to be. So, with that being said, would you open it up to other people?
Well, I would think I would focus more on that because I come from that
Right, like me,
background.
like me.
That's why.
Come,
That's why.
come. But if somebody came to you and wanted to, like, they wanted to learn more and they wanted to be a part of, would you turn them away and say it's only for? We didn't have
Well,
this conversation. That's why I was like, Tea Time with Bunky is a conversation, and stuff can
yeah.
change at any given moment. So, like, this is a shift, right?
Well, I think I'm kind of like a
You
little
would say
bit.
no.
I would say it would be
You would,
better that you would be knowing and coming from the same background because it would be complications maybe, and I don't want to have issues. I want it to go all smooth because these people went through a lot of stuff in their life, and I don't want
but
someone.
but but when you look at everybody went through some sort of trauma. So you wouldn't see that as like a form. Now I'm not coming at you because you're my friend. I'm not coming at you, but this is a conversation.
I
But
got you.
you wouldn't see that like as a form of discrimination. Like if a woman is coming at you in need, they're coming to you in need.
But it's an Orthodox Jewish program, or it would be some kind of Jewish program. So I would
Oh,
focus on that more. But we're not there yet. So when I'm doing that
yeah, because I was
time,
gonna say let's just shift it because things may
yeah,
change.
you'll come back and we'll do another segment on
I
that.
don't. Paula, you're doing the most right now. You're doing.
Anyway, my parents met through a matchmaker in New York, and her parents were from Poland and Russia, and her father was a cantor. He was a singer and in the Jewish vaudeville, and so was his brothers.
They
And
had matchmakers back then,
yeah,
like
always.
Match.com. Like
No, Fiddler on the Roof. Yeah, you know. So they
you're
met.
joking, right? You're joking.
No, I'm serious. They met through a matchmaker in Manhattan or Queens. It
No, I'm
was.
talking about the Fiddler on the Roof thing. That was
No, that's I think an old story from Europe. There's
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
lot.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
So my parents met, and my father said, "Look, I got a bungalow colony. I got a house upstate. I got a house in Queens, but where do you want to live?" So she said, "Upstate. It's more, air better. We had our own wells. We had better water. It was safer." So that's how my parents, my father, swiped up his queen and brought it back to his
Swiped,
kingdom.
swiped up his queen from Queens. All right.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. But I'm not even gonna go there because there's something going on through my mind right now, and I'm not even gonna go there. Now let's talk about this ancestry because you couldn't wait to tell me about that. Now,
I
I no, it's not ancestry. I did ancestry. What did you do? Was
I
it
did ancestry. Yeah, I did
okay? So
ancestry.com.
okay, I
But
did ancestry.com too. Didn't you do some heritage? My heritage.
yes, that
Okay.
is for Jewish lineage.
But my
And
heritage, I think they have it for everybody. My
maybe,
heritage, yeah, they have it
maybe,
for everybody. They
maybe,
do.
maybe it goes for everything, but they have this special lineage group. I don't know how it is, but somebody told me about it.
Yeah.
And I during the pandemic, I said, like, what am I gonna do? Let me go back and do that. And 5 years earlier, I did it, and I put up a lot of pictures and information. And all of a sudden, I went back and I started doing this for hours and hours. And my
That's how it
girlfriend, she
happens. That's how
hours.
it
I'm telling
yeah.
you, girl, like hours
Not
and hours.
sleeping, getting new leaves and stuff, and you just jumping up like, yeah, I get it.
Exactly. So and my my best friend. She was with me through this whole ride, and she's so excited for me. And actually, I'm wearing her outfit, so she's with me and you tonight. She said I
India,
should say, "Hey,
India,
in
India, India
India
fan.
Sin Santeos, love
Hey,
you."
India.
So it was like I ended up meeting a lot of cousins and family that I didn't even know about, and I was surprised that some of them came to even look for me.
Mhm.
And I found out that my great grandfather, he had all these sisters and a brother, and they all had kids and had kids, and
And
they
this is your
came.
father's side. Your father's side.
Yes, my father's, yeah.
Okay.
And now we're in touch. And a shout out, hi Steven, hi Paul, and hi Mark, and all my other cousins. Love you. Thank you so much for joining.
Ain't no girls. All your name was guys.
I
No
know
girls.
I got a bunch of guys cousins, and I got some girl cousins, but
It's different.
girls are different. Yeah.
Yeah, girls are different. So you actually touch base with these people, because I know that with my thing, there's I don't even know how many of them it is, and I get messages all the time, and I do not respond because I joined for a purpose, just one specific purpose that already is already complete, and everybody else, I'm happy we got the same DNA and all that stuff like that, but I don't know you, and I got enough hidden cousins, and it's just too
Well,
many. It's just too many. I don't.
I wanted to know ones that I don't know, and
Yeah,
I
no, I
found.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know these people. I don't know any of them. I mean, Paula, there's cousins on there, which of course we know
Right.
is part of history that look like you. I was like, God dog, and they're not too far removed from me. I don't know who these people are. So it's
Do
like,
you
yeah,
know? Do you know what's very interesting happened?
what?
Some lady is called an angel finder, and she tells me, I see you know a lot about this family. You got pictures, and I have a whole bunch of pictures I bought from somewhere, and I was like, oh, really? So I
Wait, you
said,
bought pictures of people?
there's people on Ancestry that buy pictures, documents, and stuff from the
Oh
family.
yeah, okay, yeah. And
So she said she had a very close connection with these people in the picture, and she said that, would you like him? And I was like, yeah, send them to me. Send me some text, and show me the photos, and I'll see. And then sure enough, it popped up my great aunt. It's my great aunt Thekla Mai. She has like all these documents of her being a diplomat for Germany, Bavaria, Heilbronn she was from, and America after the war, and all her papers and pictures. It's amazing that I received them and I put them away.
so the lady that had these, is she related to you?
No,
She
she
just
like works for God and sends people, their pictures, their photos of the people that passed
okay,
away.
okay, but no, 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 no. What I'm trying to get at is she had this lady who's not connected to anybody
No,
she buys photos of strangers.
yeah. And reunites them with their family. I know it was very, very interesting to
Yeah,
me
that sounds
myself.
kind of crazy. That's
Well,
I mean, like
it
it
was
was a
great
blessing,
because
but you got to know,
I didn't even know that my great grandfather was part of the Royal Bavarian courtship meat supplier. He was, so that must mean that I'm a
that
princess,
runs
and
in your family.
they're all princesses. Oh, funny.
I can't. I can't. All right. So these cousins, right, the ones that you named, like how far removed are they?
The
Second,
second,
third? Okay,
second,
so they're close. They're close.
we're close. We're very close. Yes.
Yeah, y'all close, and they live where?
Well, New York.
So they're in the states. They're in the
Yeah,
states,
some in the States, and some travel abroad to like Europe, the UK, and stuff.
but
Or
they live in the states.
Some live here and some live over there in Europe. Yeah.
Have you met them?
We spoke on the phone. We text all the time or email. I'm looking
Mhm.
forward to meeting them, but this pandemic kind of made it hard. And
And
I'm
the
looking
numbers are
forward.
going up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here it's crazy.
And I found out that you know, they're all very talented. They're engineers or they're professors, they're rabbis.
But what if they were regular people? How would you feel about them?
I would feel fine, but I was just impressed because my father was an engineer and he
Mhm.
was very educated. So I would see that the lineage would come somehow, you know.
So second cousin. So that's either from
It's my great grandfather.
did your
Sis,
father have any brothers and sisters? Did your father? Or was he an only child?
yeah, no, my father had brothers and sisters, yes.
Okay.
Um, but that would be nieces and nephews. The cousin is
No,
was mhm.
because like my second cousins, my mom's sister. I'm picking one relative. My mom's sister's kids are my first cousins, right? My aunt's kids. And her kids are my second cousins. So it's like it's that close. Like that's what I mean. It's like that's why I was like, do they have any siblings? It's from an aunt or a great aunt or a great uncle.
Yeah, it's a great grandparents. See, we're from the great grandparents. That's
Okay.
also cousins.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I know how to count it back, but I think about my family and I'm like, okay, this
Do you
one
know? Do you
belongs to
know
this one
that
belongs.
I went all the way back to 1776, and my great uncle, he was a Cohen from my father's mother's side.
I don't deal
They
with 1776. I don't rock with it. I
wow,
don't
you know what?
I
They
don't I
opened
don't rock with it.
they opened up no, they opened up a whole community there, a
Okay.
synagogue and a whole
No, but
community.
I'm just saying I don't even acknowledge 1776. I don't
Why not?
because it's like people celebrate 1776,
Oh,
4th of
oh,
July and all that. Yeah, I don't rock with it.
oh, I
I
got
just
you. Okay.
I just totally omit it. Just totally.
Okay, I know people who went back to the 1600s, but that I couldn't go back yet that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
I stopped after I found my one person. I really stopped looking. I honestly did. After I found my one person, I totally stopped. I don't know
well,
because
I'm
it becomes
very happy.
overwhelming.
It
Becomes
does become
overwhelming.
overwhelming because
And
the ones that I spoke to, some of them are very like I don't know who they think they are, but they weren't like really like very welcoming or warming. And you know what? It's their loss because I'm a fantastic person. I think.
you're fabulous. You're Paula. Like people don't know. They don't know. You know,
Right.
which is
Exactly.
pretty cool. Which is pretty cool because when you look at it, when you look at that goes back to like the childhood thing, the diversity of it all. Like your best friend is black.
Right.
When you name all your friends from Fallsburg, like the ones you name that you got along with, most of them, I'm like, okay,
My
okay.
only Jewish girlfriend, she ended up going away for college, and she was older than me, and
Mhm.
that was it. I just I had another white girlfriend. She ended up running away with her boyfriend, so
The
that was
drama
it.
of
And
it.
my other best friends were like you know, your sister,
Oh, yeah.
who else?
That crew, that crew,
That crew.
that crew.
Exactly. And I felt very comfortable with them. I was part of the girls and I loved
Right.
it. And we're still in touch. And I
Yeah.
love it.
Yes, y'all are. Yeah. Y'all
Hey,
are.
I wanna send a shout out to Stephanie Green. Hey girl.
She was on. I don't know if she's still on. She was on.
Oh,
She
she was
popped in.
on? Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't know. I'm not paying
yeah,
attention.
I said, there goes Steffi. I said it earlier. Steph
Oh, I
popped
didn't
in.
see it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Roosevelt, like, I'm
sorry.
like, Roosevelt, I haven't seen what?
Oh yeah, I spoke to Roosevelt. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be watching." I'm like, "Oh, good. I'm so
Wow.
happy."
That might have been this might be his first tea time. Now he knows tea time with Bunky exists. The little cheerleader is not a little cheerleader anymore. So what are you doing with yourself now? You want to open up this practice, this thing. Um You want to start off small? You want to start off big? Like, what's your plan? How do you plan on getting this
Um,
going?
I'm gonna start off small,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever God gives me, that's what I'll accept if I get it at all. You know,
Mm-hmm. Did you start it? Did you start a
no,
blueprint? Like,
I didn't, but I'm in the plans of it, and
well, there's
you know,
something that you want to do that we've talked about that really is like a blueprint, kind of. It's the starting ground. You got to start somewhere,
exactly.
and you kind of started. You did. I saw you live. I saw it now. You know I got to do my homework. I saw it. I said, okay, Paula, I see you.
Okay, so I want to do a podcast, and I want to do something like you and interview people that have talent, art, maybe restaurants. Again, in like the Jewish community, but
But
I'll
will you
put
open
rent.
it? Yeah, I'm like, would you open it up to the other people?
Oh
Because
yeah, yeah,
you have
I would. But
you,
I want to
you have
start
to.
out. I want to start out maybe like with them, and then
No, 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 no,
no,
because you're limiting yourself. No, no, you don't want to do that because then listen,
uh,
you got to have a voice for everybody. Your audience, your target audience is who they are, right? That's who your
right,
targeted audience is. You want those
right,
ladies, right? But
right.
you can't limit your conversation to just them. You have to broaden. You got to make that wider
Well,
because
it's
you're
going to
gonna.
be anybody who is well talented or women. I'm going to focus mostly with women, and we'll see. I could go branch out. You
It's
know,
gonna change.
it's
I'm
going to
telling you
change.
because my goal was women.
Yeah,
I didn't. No, it's gonna change. So don't limit that.
right. It's going to
Don't limit
right.
that. Just open it up. Lord, whatever you want me to do, let me do it. Whoever
Exactly.
you want me to reach, let me reach them. You don't
Exactly.
want to limit it because then you're putting a cap on you, and then
Right.
you're gonna wind up not reaching anybody. Look, that was a bunky nugget right there, and then who knew we was gonna go there? But no, I'm telling you because I saw your live. That's how I started off, just having my
Right.
little rants on Facebook.
Right.
They weren't rants though. It was like it was during a hard time. I started, but it started when I went away to college. That's when I first started my first live when I was 40 something years old. When I went away, when did I go to SNHU? I graduated from there in 2018. So when I went away for went away for my residency, like 2017, I think that might have been my first live, which shocked everybody because I just wanted to do everybody that went along with this journey, just like updates. So that's how it started. I had no plan, no goal to do a podcast. That wasn't my thing. That wasn't my goal. So you got to start off with just doing it. Don't write
Yeah.
it
Well, I'm
down.
practicing, and I'm getting into it. So
Write it
hopefully,
down. You know about manifestation. You know all about
I do.
manifestation.
I
Did
do.
you did you write it down? Write it down. You
Um,
got to write it down and see the vision.
right. Make a picture and a vision. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you have
yeah.
to.
Right.
And don't limit it. I know what you want. I know it because I was there too, but you're limiting yourself. You don't know who you can reach. Just like during Netflix, but during the heart of COVID, when everything was shut down, and Netflix had, I don't remember the name of them, but there was like 3 or 4 Orthodox movies, true
Yes.
documentaries.
Yes.
And I watched those things. I had one mindset before I watched it. My mind wasn't open. And then when I watched those, I was like, oh, wow. So you have to be like that with other ethnic groups. You got to see their stories to open up your mind to be like, okay, we're not the only ones who went through this.
Right.
Other people went through it in different forms and fashions. Women of all walks of nature, girl. All walks.
Us women, we rock, huh?
Yeah, we do. We are
Without us, there wouldn't be any other people.
no, there wouldn't be. And we can go somewhere else with that too. And I'm not going to. I'm not. Let me ask you, what did you think of that song?
Oh, I loved it. It was great. I was so
I was
happy.
let me tell you, because I told you I had to find a song or whatever, and I was like, okay, Lord, I need a song. I need a
Let
song.
me let me tell you something. I spoke with
Yes, Lord.
my cousin, this cousin that I found, and he was telling me that our family had this. It was a nightclub, dinner and show cabaret, and it was in
Hmm.
Pittsburgh, Germany. And I found out that they were all on Wikipedia. A lot of my family is on Wikipedia, and from way back then, they were like orchestra leaders and all musicians. I had a cousin that was a harpist, so
A harpist.
a
Okay.
harpist,
Yeah.
yeah, and it was amazing. So I believe anybody who's interested in doing that ancestry should definitely do it because it's like
Oh, it's amazing. It
mind
is.
blowing.
It is really amazing. It's amazing. And I, like I said, I stopped looking because it was overwhelming. I wasn't sleeping.
Oh no, I know you don't sleep.
No, the things pop up, and but no, I was just so excited to find out stuff. And it was like going back, going back, going back. And I was looking at the censuses
Right.
and different things like that. But looking at those censuses changed a
Tell
lot
me,
for me. No,
tell
it,
me,
it changed it changed a lot for me. It made me appreciate more who I am, where I come from.
right, me too.
Um,
Let me ask you something. Do you remember my father's red 1957 Chevy pickup truck? No.
no.
I know a lot of people remembered it. And I was like,
Oh,
yeah, that truck. Oh my gosh. He went all over that place with that truck. He was so, we used to have, like there used to be a bakery, a kosher bakery in town that used to come to the bungalow colony, and everybody we would say on the microphone, the bakery man is here. So everybody would rush to the truck to get challahs or bread or cake. And then
I
we
love
had a
challah bread.
yeah,
Love
and then we had a vegetable man. This farmer, he used to come with all these vegetables and fruits, and then we used to announce that he was there. And then we had the dairy man who came, so it was like a little shopping
dairy
on
man.
the premises. And my father used to take people shopping once a week to like ShopRite, Great American, whatever was up there. And it was such a nice colony because everybody understood themselves because they were from the camps, and they would play like canasta, rami, sheshbesh, which is like a Turkish, Middle Eastern kind of checkers kind of thing. And we would have like kiddishes, which is like a meal on Saturday after the
Mhm,
praying.
mhm.
We had like a mechitza. The women was on one side and the men was on the other side because it was Orthodox.
Right.
And I remember always going and with my little dress, either yellow, pink, white, the purple. It was so exciting to get dressed up and go listen, and then they sing. It was nice. They brought up a Torah from the city, and they had their own synagogue,
Mhm.
and they had like 10 men or more come for like the minyan, and it was a really beautiful place to grow up, and the town was really nice too.
Well, it's not the same no more.
I
It's
know
not.
I've been up there. It's really it's heartbreaking
Yeah,
that
far
things change.
from it's far from what it was when we grew up. It's far from that now. Um, it's not the same. But in your heart, when you close your eyes, you still see everything in its place. Because it's crazy. Like I can go by the movies, close my eyes, and see what Fallsburg used to look like when the town, like the Lucky Dip
Yeah,
on the left. I don't know if you ever, because it's not
I
wasn't
don't know.
close.
I don't know what to do, but I know in town they used to be
At
like
Harvey's.
Harvey's.
See, I didn't know about the bar. I didn't go to the bars, so I remember
I know. Well,
Hams and Joe's. There was
yes, Hands
another.
and Joe's.
There was another one. I never knew the name of it. Like
On
there
the
was like a
corner, I forgot.
yeah, it was like a bar on every corner of that little
Oh,
half a strip.
yeah, it was Griffin. Remember Griffin? The
No.
pizza shop. I don't know.
There were a bunch of pizza shops. The pizza was good. The food was good. Fallsburg was fun. Basketball
It
court.
was fun.
It was. It was fun. It's not like that now. It's especially
It
now
used
with
to be the
the
it used to be the Itchy Band. Oh, that was so much fun.
oh
The
my
pool,
god.
the
Yes, the
pool, the
itchy band.
bar, and then they
You
played
in these
pool.
bars. I'm sick of you in these bars, girl. Like you in these bars.
Well, what do you do up in the you know?
I don't know, but I didn't go to the bar. I didn't. I went to the movies and the basketball court. I was the corny one. I didn't.
Well, you know what? It was dancing in the bar, so I was like, okay, I want to go. I wasn't drinking, and I
Right.
didn't do anything. I just wanted to go to dance.
Right. That makes sense.
Oh, we had the down under. Oh, the down
The
under
down
was
under
rocking.
and the chalet. Remember the chalet?
Oh, the chalet, yeah. How about? Wait a minute. What about Bummies? Bumming Kells?
Yeah,
That's
I
still
wasn't
there.
allowed to go there. Yeah, Bumming Kells is still there, just upgraded.
They have bands and everything. It's really
Yep.
good.
Bummies is still here. That's the only place that's still here. That's it. That's it.
I think you're right. And
No,
now there's nothing there.
there's nothing.
And if you blink your eye, you missed the whole town.
Yeah, well, except for now that big disaster right on Broadway.
Yeah, I heard about that. Terrible,
Yeah,
right?
that's horrific. That's it's horrific.
That building was a very old building. That's like original buildings over there.
Yeah. I mean, but there's a lot of original structures and places that don't burn down. There's a lot of them.
I know. Well,
Like, what are you gonna do? When I think of that place, I think of the drugstore. Remember? Do you remember when it was a drugstore?
oh, I think it was called Weiss's drugstore, right?
Yeah, I remember it was. I used to just remember it as the corner drugstore because that's what it's called. Corner drugs. Corner
How
drugs.
about Trudy's? Wait, how about Trudy's?
Oh my
Across the
God.
candy store?
Yes.
So
Trudy's
funny.
was right across from the other candy store. The
Yeah,
candy.
yeah. What was the name of that one? I forgot.
I don't remember.
Oh, Sid's.
Sid's, yes, Sid's, and then you had Smith Shoes. There was
Yes.
two shoe stores, one across the street from the other. Oh my God! You didn't like Buster Brown's? Smith's had Buster Brown's. You can go across the street to the yeah. I'm telling you.
Right.
It used to be great. It's just not. It's not running in Sid's getting that candy. Oh my God! I remember all the toys. It had like this certain smell, like
It was
growing up.
so much fun.
It was so much fun. It really, really was.
And how about the movie theater in Fallsburg? That
That's
was
still
so-
there. It was a
It's still
what was it?
there.
Yeah, that was it's still there.
It's a theater for
Yeah, it's a theater. Plays
for
and they do
acting
different
plays.
and they also do like the if you're into it, the like haunted houses and stuff. On Halloween, they have the haunted theater. I was like, no, I don't like to be scared. So I don't go. It looks crazy though. And they have special movies during the years. And you go in there, it's still the same. It used to be $1. And I remember when it went up to $1.50, I had a problem with that. And then Lord, when it went up to $2, it was over. It was, what? $2?
Oh, that is so funny.
But yeah, Fallsburg and Woodridge and Mountaindale and Hurleyville and
Oh, Woodburn. How about Woodburn? Woodburn was like a ghost town in the winter.
Oh, yeah.
In the summer,
It's-
you couldn't park, you couldn't drive, and I think it's still like that now, right?
it's still like that now. Yep, a haunted theater. Yep, haunted theater. It's still like that now. Fallsburg, remember they used to have the police that would direct the traffic because of the summer was so crazy. Still
Oh,
like
my
that now.
friend Roland, he used to direct traffic. Roland.
Roland Ward? Roland
Yes,
Ward?
man.
May you
Yes.
rest in- Wait, the father or the son? The father just
father,
passed away. Yeah,
Oh.
Mr. Ward, may you rest in peace. Not too
When
long
did
ago.
he pay us?
It's a couple of months ago. You didn't know that?
No.
Well, this isn't the place for you to find out stuff like that on Tea Time. We should have had this conversation.
Well, we should have talked about that later. But I'll have to shout out my condolences as well.
Yeah.
I've been busy. Yeah.
It's
So,
it's been a lot.
and
Look at
what happened with what was that other place on the corner in Monticello? I think Butchie owned it.
I don't know.
Oh, some kind of nest egg or something. It was on the corner in Monticello, across the street from the fire department. I think it was.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know. But you know what happened? We got a minute left. Oh, then
That,
yeah.
that time went by so much fun,
I
and
told you it was gonna go
I
fast.
love to be with you, and I hope people want me back, and we could talk more about other things and
Oh,
what's going on. I love to do something with Stephanie in a movie or something. So a shout out and tell her, you know
I
me,
don't
I love.
I don't have nothing to do with that. And speaking of her, that's a good segment into next week's show.
Okay.
Next Thursday, I have Steph and the cast, the whole cast of She Ain't You, the movie that we just did, which is Nyasia, Aaron, Ty, Trey, Mezzy, and myself. That's next week. We're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about making that movie, and we're just gonna talk about it. It was the best time ever. The cast and crew of She Ain't You.
Wow, I
That's
love
next
it that
week.
I would love it if she would make some kind of like movie or documentary of like
Right.
like the town, maybe show pictures or old
Oh,
movies.
look, we talked about it, but what we talked about was nothing like what you're talking about. We talked about doing like the wood version, but the Fallsburg version movie. I don't even know if you know what the wood is. It's about these three best friends that grew up, these three young black boys who were best friends that grew up in that era. And they grew up to be men, and they remain best friends, and like all the friends involved. It was like that. It wasn't not like what I think what you have in mind. You want to be the star, Paula. That's what you wanted to
I
be
don't know.
all up in screen.
I don't need to be the star, but I could be part of it, or we could be talking about the bungalow colony. I could walk on
See,
the
I
property
don't
and
I don't know. Okay, and that's good. Look, oh my God, we're already over the minute. Now, how would you feel? Okay, you want to do a bungalow, you want to do a movie about the bungalow colony and all that stuff and put that in the limelight, right? How would you feel if Steph said, now she ain't say that, but I'm just saying to you, how would you feel if she said, no, I'm only doing the stories on a black experience? How would you feel about that? How would that make you feel?
well, I would understand because she comes from
Would
that
you really?
background. She wants to
Right.
deal with that thing. I'm very understanding. I'm very cool. I'm very laid back. I
But
understand things.
but wouldn't you want people to just get a glimpse into your world? Be like, this is a good opportunity to get a glimpse into. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Do you know what I'm saying?
I
That's why I'm
do
like, don't close it off
close
because
off.
it's just okay. Yeah, we got to do more with this because this right here can go a whole lot more places, Miss Weiss. But I gotta go to Bible study.
No, I
I
know.
appreciate you. I
I appreciate
appreciate you so
it.
much. You give me a run for my money, girl. You give me a run.
I'm telling you, God made it that you come back and tell me like, let's do this thing. I was asking for something like this, and
Yeah.
there you go.
And there you go, boom. Because I asked for it, you asked for it, and then the two minds shall meet. There we go.
God's great.
All the time. What is it?
All the time.
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem. Right? So good night. Don't go nowhere yet. Everybody, I like to thank you all for joining too. I didn't thank all my supporters. I'm sorry, everybody. Thank you all. Thank you all for watching and supporting Tea Time with Bunky from the beginning. I appreciate you all. Remember to tell a friend and tell a friend. Like, share, view after, view after. Paul, I'm gonna take you off the screen. Wait, Paula, you
Oh, I
say
wanted to
goodnight.
say this
You
to
was
Chichi.
cute. Make
I
sure
wanted to
you
tell you about Chichi to adopt dogs from the Humane Society because they are the
yes,
sweetest and they're
they
the
really
most
are.
caring.
They
Come here,
really
Chichi.
are.
Come here. Come here.
We're gonna end it with get ready.
Chichi, come here. I got something for you, mommy. I guess
Get
she's
her.
camera shy.
Yes, not in them photos. She wasn't. She was all up in the picture. But okay. Well, I will talk to you guys. Make sure you share it. Like after. You can view it after. Tell somebody to view it after. It's a good, diverse conversation between two people that grew up in the same town, and remained in the same circle. Look at God. Won't he do it? All right. You guys have a great, great night. Thank you, Miss Paula Pearly Weiss. You guys follow her on Facebook and keep an eye out for what she's doing. She's going to open up her mind a little bit. She's going to open up her mind a
Facebook,
little bit.
Instagram, and YouTube.
You on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube.
You're
Sasia,
dancing. Sage.
dancing. Sasia, Saija, 18, which is the number 18. So,
So you guys
yeah.
go check her out. YouTube, Instagram. You're Pearly.
Yes.
Pearly
Mhm.
Weiss or just Pearly?
Pearly White.
Pearly White. Okay, on Instagram, and she's also
Facebook.
on YouTube. Yes, I mean Facebook. You guys check Paula out. She's something. I'm gonna tell you, she's something. She will keep you on your toes. She will keep you on your toes.
Thank you, Bunky. I love you much. God
I
bless
love you
you.
too. God bless you. I know I'll be talking to you.
You sure will.